Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to present I guess it's a semi-budget version of Galakrond Warrior. I started building a budget version of Galakrond Warrior because we all got Galakronds for free, so come on, you want to use it if you got it, and it's a really good card too. But unfortunately I could not make a functional deck without using 4 epic cards for Warrior. Towncriers and Scions of Ruin are mandatory. I tried without them, but it just didn't work out. But once you add those, well, do you still have just a watered down version of the full cost Galakrond Warrior? Not quite, because you can add a little bit of a twist into the deck by including Frothing Berserker. I actually tried Frothing Berserker in a full budget version too, but in that version it was better without the Frothing, surprisingly enough, because Frothing didn't have enough support, but Scions give it just the support it needs. And then when you don't have Risk Skipper, you don't have all that AoE damage coming in, that's actually good for the Frothing Berserker, ironically enough, because Frothing Berserker at 4 health is much more likely to stick than Frothing Berserker at 3 health. 3 health is just something that's very easy to remove in the current meta, but 4 health is a little bit more difficult. So having that Frothing Berserker means that you're sometimes able to snowball and take games that the full cost version might even struggle to take, or at least wouldn't be able to take them as quickly. You don't have that sort of combo gameplay, you don't have the Bloodstone Mercenary, so you can't copy your chargers. That means that you play the deck a little bit differently. You don't have to hold on to your Galakrond elites in order to make copies of those, and you of course don't even have Leroy in this deck. So that means that you're a little bit more liberal with your use of Inner Rage, but Inner Rage is still good. You can put it on a Temple Berserker, you can put it on an Acolyte of Pain, you can put it on a Bomb Wrangler. Typically you don't want to put it on a Frothing, you want to preserve the health of the Frothing. But you can be a little bit more liberal with your Inner Rages, with your charge minions. You have Frothing Berserker that can grow and snowball the game. And you still have that Galakrond, and getting a bunch of stuff at +4/+4 can be game winning, especially if you get something like a Scion. So still a powerful deck with a little bit of a twist compared to the full cost version. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're always looking for your good 1-drops. Towncrier, Eternium Rover, and Temple Berserker is another one. It's a 2-drop, but it's still a very good card to open games with. So that's your basic mulligan, and then you can look for some other cards too, depending on what you're up against. Because if you're facing something aggressive, you need to defend yourself. Ritual Chopper, Armor Smith, good cards to keep. Helps you against stuff like Hunters and Rogues. Whereas if you are the aggressor, you're playing against something really slow, then Bomb Wrangler can be a reasonable threat. And if you have some early game against a slow deck, you can even keep your Galakrond, just so that you will have that available. It's more important in the budget version even, because you don't have Kronk, so you don't have a way to tutor for your Galakrond, so finding that can be a little bit difficult. If you have some more cards and you want to improve the deck, you can start working towards a full meta version of the deck. Here is an example list of what the meta version looks like. The meta versions, they differ by a couple of cards all the time. They tech against the meta. This one, Injured Tolver, is a little bit tech against Rogue. It doesn't have Eternium Rovers, so it doesn't really tech against Hunters. I would consider Eternium Rovers and Armor Smiths as a good pair to keep against Hunters. So you can alternate that a little bit. But you're missing a bunch of staples, and how do you put those staple cards in? First of all, it seems at the moment that Leroy Jenkins has become better than Galakrond Elite. So Leroy should be a burst finisher. You can put in Leroy Jenkins and a Bloodstone Mercenary to replace your Galakrond Elites. That gives you that Leroy Inner Rage Bloodstone Mercenary to make a copy of it. Even better if you have a +4/+4 Leroy. That just gives you that burst finisher that the deck currently lacks. And after replacing those Galakronds, you can move on to replacing your Berserkers, the Temple Berserkers and the Frothing Berserkers. And you can put in 2 copies of Risk Skipper, the Kronk's Dragon Hoof, and the second copy of Bloodstone Mercenary to replace those cards. And at that point you have a pretty meta list of the archetype. Still a little bit different from this example, you still have 2 Eternium Rovers, whereas the example has a Battle Rage and an Injured Tolver, but those are cards that are being teched in and out and switch around a little bit. So for those slots you should just see what fits best for the meta that you're currently facing. If you enjoy this content, you can support the channel by joining as a subscriber or member on YouTube and joining as a subscriber or follower on Twitch. And now, let's go take a look at this semi-budget Galakrond Warrior in action. Let's take a look. Hate to see armor smiths in the priest matchup. This is like... I played the legend last season with Galakrond Warrior, but I was playing tons and tons of hunters, and the rover armor smith is just anti-hunter. Because if you're on a list with both rovers and the armor smiths, then hunters can't do much. They're pretty much dead. Priest kept all the cards. That's scary. Why are there meme priests? Well, I'm so low on rank again that I'm facing meme decks again. It's painful. Well, we'll see. Last meme priest we were able to defeat, but this meme priest kept everything, which means that despite running the meme quest, he still has all the good stuff. That's an albatross. Okay. Guess I need to kill it. No reason to hit 2 damage to the priest's face when priest just wants to hero power anyway. But once I can get a bit more damage going in at once, then it will be useful. I'm a little low on resources, unfortunately. Priest might have a Psycho Bomb in that hand. Or then it's like Penance, Mass Hysteria type of things. I think I'll play that one. I had the option to play Berserker and the Armor Smith. Not looking great, not looking great at all. Oh, that was tough. Hopefully I can get off a big battle rage. Time to get the battle rage going. I need the battle rage here. So I have to sacrifice these so that I can get a good battle rage. Now I can draw 3. Unfortunately, they are no good. And that card could still be a Mass Hysteria. Oh boy. Just can't find invokes. I've invoked once. Even get a 3-card battle rage without getting anything from it. Ouch. I have to try the Frothing. I need to sacrifice all of this stuff into that one. I'd hope that somehow miraculously there is no answer to this Frothing, although there should be. Priest is at 6 mana. It has 6 cards. I need a miracle now. Can we get it? I have not invoked twice. Well, we're not far from a miracle here. Do I have to spend the Galakrond? Otherwise it's like hit. Yeah, I have to spend the Galakrond. The albatross goes in. And then I punch the priest in the face. Put the priest down to 13. If I play this and there's a Mass Hysteria, that improves the odds of the Frothing surviving. Because now if one of these hits the Frothing first, then the other one might hit there. Or if this hits the Frothing, these might hit each other. So this improves the odds of the Frothing surviving a mass hysteria.
What is a loon's will? It is finished. You win.
I think I need the chopper. It's going to be a Mech Paladin, right? I need something to kill his early stuff before he gets to magnetize. But if he can go wide, then it's really hard. Kept 3 cards too, so there is a Crystology out there, but I didn't get a 1-drop. I was obviously hoping to find a 1-drop in addition to this chopper.
Converting stored energy.
Because I have to kill the mechs. Not let him magnetize on those. Well, I get rid of Glowtron. There was no Crystology. Why do you keep 3 cards if you don't have a Crystology? That cannot never be right. That can never be right. I mean, you don't even keep the Glowtron. That's a Skyclaw. It's a Snip Snap. Oh boy. What can he magnetize on that? Alright, I know what I need to do. I need to play the Frothing and I need to hit into the Snip Snap. So if he magnetizes replicating menace on that, then the Frothing can still kill it. It becomes a 5-3. And at 3 mana, that would be the thing that he's most likely to be able to magnetize on it.
Just like flying a rocket.
But he could also have a Gobo Glide tech, which hurts me a lot more. Next turn he can magnetize an Anoia module.
What now?
Yeah, this is not looking too good. If I hit into that with like a Galakrond, maybe I have to. I have to hit into the Snip Snap with a Galakrond. Anoia module is available now. Well, this is not too bad. There's still 1 card left that he kept. What is that card? Oh, it's a Skyclaw. Then I will have to use an Awaken, right? I need to kill the Skyclaw. Probably. This will get to grow. But he's going to magnetize something anyway. I have to use an Awaken here. Take out the Skyclaw and armor up. Something's going to be magnetized. Is it going to be a War Gear? It'll make a 6-7 or a 6-6. It's going to be a top deck War Gear. That's a good card to have. So if I use Awaken and Ritual Chopper, I can kill both of these mechs now. I think I have to. I can actually take that down now. I will go down to 7. But I will have Taunt Minions coming up at least. But he still has 3 cards, so he can still do things. I don't like that. That's a good card.
Reporting for duty.
Still 2 more cards left after that. But that, my friends, is a Scion. And I'm still not dead to Leroy. As long as I hero power. So that's what I need. A Scion. And the hero power so that I don't die to Leroy. Because 2 cards have been in his hand for a long time. I don't want to accidentally die to a Leroy.
Reporting for duty.
Alright. So need the Shield of Galakrond, right? Do I just face tank 5 to kill that minion? I mean, what alternatives do I have? But then do I want the hero power to go to 4? Or am I happy at 2? I think I'm happy at 2 with the hand I currently have. I'm going to inner rage that one too now, so that I can get a bomb out there. I have another taunt minion coming, so if he has like a true silver champion, I can get another taunt on the way. Can't play Leroy plus true silver champion yet. Cannot play both. And then I have time to armor up, so that I can withstand a hit from a true silver champion a little later.
Reporting for duty.
That card has got to be Leroy, right? What else can it possibly be? Okay, so we do it like this. I get to go to 4, I'm behind 2 taunts. Now there could be Leroy plus true silver champion, but it can't get through. And then I can go to 6. And I have a wide board, so I should be able to deal with mechs. That's a big mech. 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. What if there's a big mech? But there can be Celiacs, or there could be a bunch of things.
What now?
I think I need the armor smith here. Probably have to kill that in case there's like a silly 4 to the face. 12, 13, 14. Still not enough. I could also hit it with these 2 now. Still have 1 taunt left over. Deny any magnetizations. Get to 9. So I'm further away from dying to any kind of Leroy place. The card wasn't a Leroy then. I really thought it was. Okay. Budget version. I mean, if there is another charge minion, I would actually die to a second Reckless Rocketeer. But that seems unlikely.
Reporting for duty.
12. 2, 4, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. I have 8. This one goes there. This one goes there. 2, 4, 7.
Strike.
I want as much of the bomb damage to face as possible. So I will trade like this. So that I get to push in more damage and make it so that he has to top deck Leroy, not Leroy, the Celiax or another Annoya module to survive.
The victory is yours.
No. I have to hold on to the Galakrond though. Without Kronks, the mulligan priority of Galakrond increases. With Kronks you don't have to be so careful about it. Can I get a Devoted Maniac, please? Request denied. I don't want to armor up because I have a Battle Rage here. Let's hope that I will be able to spend it at some point. I could draw one card with it right now, because my hand sucks. I'll draw one with it right here, right now, because this hand is so bad. Double inner rage draw, that was miserable. This has got to be going Galakrond, right? I just want to push in the damage. Might tell them to use some inner rages on that, maybe. 1 to be exact, but then it would have died to an Arcane Breath. It still dies to an Arcane Breath with Ping.
The future is ours.
That's going to be a Ray of Frost, right? But I can kill this, so I don't mind. The chopper kills it just fine. But there can be a Celiax next turn. Is the Celiax here? But there is a freeze. Next turn there could be a Blizzard. Awaken is also pretty terrible. Ooh, but an Acolyte of Pain is good. I don't have more... I can just armor up because I don't have more Battle Rages and I'm damaged already. Do I just inner rage the... No, I don't. There can be Reno too, but now Reno gives me 3 cards. So that kind of hurts, now doesn't it? Arcane Breath works. Oh, perfect Arcane Breath. How do you make it so perfect? Oh, we're going for the Bomb Wrangler into Awaken here. A little bit of invocation going. Get a Wheelbot out there. I like that. 7 mana mage can start doing nice things. We'll see what those nice things are. Are they nice things? 2 more invokes for full Galakrond experience. I think in this matchup I need that. Russian Divine Shield doesn't actually do much. I can drop a Scion out there. I can drop Temple Berserker and Scion. Scion kills the Siamat. Bombs push 2 to the dome. Okay. made it through the Siamat. Still need another invoke card. This one survives the Reno. Well, he can actually ping it, so... Doesn't really survive the Reno. Right, this is Frothing Berserker. And the Devoted Maniac. Devoted Maniac kills the Reno now. I will hit face. Alright. Would love to get one more invoke. There are still 4 in the deck. 4 out of 14. I can wait for it a little bit, but not too long. Can he find taunt minions? Nope. So I'll just protect this right now, right? Also, these are a little bit scary, because Alexstrasza plus these would be 16. That would be 1 off. But I think that's still too scary for me. I'll probably spend the Inner Rages here. Take down those minions. Get the Bomb Wrangler out there. I've seen both Rays of Frost, but I've seen a Frost Nova. They can be the amazing Reno now. Then I have to play this if I don't top deck an invoke card. I really hope that I can top deck an invoke card here. No amazing Reno. So those can only be minions. There's enough mana to play Snip Snap plus Celiax.
Ready for a show?
That into Blizzard. Alright. And the Doomsayer. Oh boy. Well, that's the invoke that I was looking for. So we invoke. Ah, why did it go there? I was hoping it would go face. This might still be lethal. But now it's like 50% chance. 50% for this one to go face for 3 or 4. It went face for 2. No. He can Alexstrasza his own face. That will not save him. What will save him? Some kind of taunt minion. That is precisely the minion he wanted there. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? I guess you're not kidding. The amazing Reno can come out at any time as well. I'd have to make a setup that can get through the taunts. I'd also need to make his potential Alexstrasza a little weaker. I think I have to kill that one. And play these two out there. Okay. Couple of pretty big minions. just enough to not committing too much so that Reno would be a complete out. If he plays Reno, he of course sacrifices the card first to heal up. Then he goes to 12. And I actually only have 11 from hand. So I don't have lethal then. He could Alexstrasza himself. Oh, and he can also have Ziliax. Is there a Ziliax now? I guess there's also Ziliax. Why not? There's already every other taunt and defensive tool in his deck, so Ziliax should also be part of it. Another rolling fireball. That's amazing. Ziliax can come later. If there is the Ziliax now too, then I don't see how I'm going to do this. If there was a Ziliax, he would have played it last turn with the Snip Snap. There cannot be a Ziliax. Ziliax is not an option.
Unity, precision.
There is a Ziliax. That was not an option really, based on what he had, but sure. That's tough. That's really tough. Need to commit the Almsmith here. I'll have to kill the Ziliax. I mean, he had perfect cards. He had every single defensive tool that is part of his deck. But come on, surely you now run out of stuff. Maybe not. I mean, I have 11 damage here, but 11 isn't quite what I need. I might still run out of stuff here. $10 damage. I need to play the shield now. I need to hold on to the Galakrond. Do I push 7 to the face here? Put him down to 10. Hold on to the chopper. With the chopper I can do... Probably not enough. I still need to do it like this now. Put him to 10 here. There are no cards in my deck that help. So if he Alexstrasas, he wins. Kalegos. If he can freeze my face, he wins. If he has a Pyroblast. Pyroblast isn't enough. Alright, if he frees my face... That's meaningless. We win the game. I had it at 15 reach, so Alex wasn't an out, because I held on to the chopper. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.